right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Remember 11. Last time we had a really big science lecture and it's still gonna keep going. Satoru found the sacred room and my god, like I got a lot wrong. It turns out that apparently they're not swapping, but apparently literally everything in like 100-meter radius or something like that, probably I think bigger. Hello Serene, welcome to the stream, like is teleporting around them, but for some reason Satoru and Kokoda's minds are staying put, while everything else, including their bodies, is teleporting away. It's pretty crazy. Hello Luca, hello Pro. Welcome to the stream. There's a few things that his explanation doesn't really cover, such as uni and the newspaper, although one thing I did think of with the newspaper is that I guess someone could have walked over and brought it there. Like, oh, by the way, apparently the mountain is in the past after all, but does that really fit? Like, I don't know. I'm so used to the idea of the mountain not being in the past that, like, I guess someone could have brought it over when it was teleported to the future and just planted it in there. Hello, Oe, welcome to the stream. But for what purpose would they do that? Like, hello, Zarmegas. It just seems like some kind of giant prank. That's true. He's not really explaining anything except some really long-winded science lecture, which we should totally just get back into. Believe, he says. With this, I have no choice but to believe him. It's in my nature to be skeptical of things like this, but between everything I've experienced up until now and the phenomenon that just occurred right before my eyes, there's no room for doubt. I mean, is there? I don't know. I'd say there's plenty of stuff that's not being explained. This, no matter what anyone may say, is reality. But, if it's been confirmed that the space-time transfer phenomenon is the truth, it creates just further questions. And that's, finally!
Why?
I utter.
What do you mean, why? Why is something like this necessary? Why space-time transfer?
Because of the phenomenon. Because it's a ridiculous phenomenon. How much suffering, how much pain have we had to bear. Being pushed to our limits, to find death itself. Stuck in this ongoing turmoil, Kokodo and I have been driven right to the verge of madness. And Emoto doesn't answer. Not saying a thing, he continues staring at me.
Answer me! Why would you do such a ridiculous thing? Huh.
Laughter. He laughs.
Impudent fool!
His shoulders shake as he laughs, as though it's the funniest thing he's ever heard.
What? What's so funny?
おかしいさ。非常におかしい。大変おかしい。おかしくてたまらない。
it probably is that Satoru is the actual mastermind behind these events in some way, and he just forgot about it. I guess all my theories were wrong or something. Oh well. It just, I'm trying to, I'm going through this process in my brain where, like, I'm just trying to throw out everything I was thinking about the plot up until this point, because I was really sure of a bunch of shit, or 99% sure, 90% sure, but a lot I just have to completely rethink. My head is kind of spinning.
But it is funny. Terribly, extraordinarily funny. So funny I can't help myself.
何せ君の口
Yeah.
でそんなセリフが聞けるとは思っていなかったんでね
Yep, so Satoru, rather than being someone else, who knows, maybe, I don't know. As for why they said Enomoto in that one bad ending, I have no fucking idea. Maybe they were talking about him and not talking about Satoru. But it looks like, yeah, Satoru may very well be the mastermind and he just forgot about it.
After all, I never expected I'd hear that line from you, of all people.
ああ失礼
Pardon me.
今の君ならそういうのは当然かもしれないな
But the current view, such a question is only a matter of course.
では答えよ
Then allow me to answer.
うこの時空間転移を計画を行
He's
った
gonna
理
be
由
interrupted,
目
isn't
的
he?
This space-time transfer. The reason the entire thing began. The purpose of it.
He's gonna get interrupted, or Satoru's gonna swap out or something.
それは
That is...
Drum roll. Yep. Alright, this is something at least. Yeah, Satoru was the mastermind and he forgot about it. And Enomoto suddenly raises his finger towards me.
それは君がよく知っていることだ
That is something you should know better than anyone. Right.
何
What? Nani? My voice falters. Chicks, all I have to say just that. The reason is I should know better than anyone?
これが答え
That's my answer.
だこれ以外に言いようがない
There's no point in saying anything more.
At that moment, something completely different pops into my mind. Is he gonna get memories back? About the various problems I need to solve. I've combined them into one large proposition R. And that proposition is to kick his ass. R1, the personality transfer. R2, the goals I have about Aosagi and Mount Akakura. R3, Utsumi and Hotori. I think about it. And then I suddenly realize brain blast. No, here we go. Rather than realize, I remember. I've forgotten all about it. Proposition R, yet another part. R4, about me, the person known as Yukito Satoru. I don't know anything about who I am. There we go. Hi.
おいどうした
What? Hey, what is it?
He's getting his memories back.
Ah!
At that moment, I lose myself. It's as if someone else is completely manipulating my body, leaving me no control over myself. What is going on?
落ち着け静まれ暴れてもどうにもならんぞ
Calm down. Calm down. You won't solve a thing by going berserk.
うるさい黙れ
Shut up. Shut up!
もう何もかもどうでもいい
Nothing matters anymore.
何がどうなろうと知ったことか
I don't care about any of it.
全部
Everything.
全部終わりにしてやる
I'll end everything here!
何を言っている。おい、正気を取り戻せ。
Hello, T. Welcome to the stream.
What are you saying? Hey, snap out of it!
Enomoto tries to hold me back.
そんな。
Don't touch me!
I slap his hands away.
俺に触るな。
Don't you dare touch me!
I eye the large machine beside Enomoto. Uh-oh. The central part of this facility, the system's supercomputer. Ooh, is he gonna do a countdown to destruction? I'm sure that's...
これだな。
It's this, right?
これが元凶なんだな。
This is the source, right?
なんだと。
What?
これが時空間転移装置なんだろう。
This is your precious STD, space-time transfer device, isn't it?
だったら壊してやる。
Then I'll break it!
壊してやる。ぶっ壊してやる。こんなくだらない茶番なんて終わりにしてやる。
I'll break it. I'll destroy it completely. I'll end this idiotic farce for good!
Thrusting Enomoto aside, I strike the supercomputer with a ferocious roundhouse kick. However, it's sturdier than I expected. No shit. I don't even make a dent.
チェ
Damn!
I kick it twice, then 3 times without hesitation. Let alone dent it, I don't even manage to scratch it. That thing sure is durable.
やめろ。やめないか。
Hey, stop it. Cut it out!
Enomoto tries to pin me. He moves to secure both my arms behind my back.
無駄だ。
Give it up.
そんなものを破壊したところで何の意味もない。
Destroying it won't change a thing.
時空間転移は止まらないよ。
Why won't they stop?
The space-time transfers won't stop.
うるさい。話せ。
Why wouldn't they stop?
Shut up! Let me go!
邪魔をするな。
Stay out of my way!
Wrenching my body with all my strength, I shake Enomoto off.
いや
Ugh.
Enomoto falls on his back like a chump. At that moment, his sunglasses fly off and spin into a corner of the room, revealing...
やめるんだ。
Stop it.
うるせえ。
Shut up!
Zeroing in on the chair, I lift it up. Oh, he's going full Rika. He can smash it with this.
こんなものがあるから。こんなものがあるから。
Because of this thing. Because of this
こ
thing!
んなものがあるから。みんな不幸になるんだ。
Everyone's suffering. All because of this damn computer!
くしょー。ぶっ壊れてしまえ。
Damn it! Go to hell!
寝ろと言ってるだろ。
I told her to stop!
Enomoto suddenly leaps to his feet, unleashing a deranged scream at me.
私の計画を台無しにするつもりか。
Are you trying to ruin my plan?
No shit, Sherlock! The next instant, Enomoto blocks my path to the supercomputer with terrific speed. Uh-oh, boss battle. Here we go. A chill runs down my spine. I can feel his bloodlust, his malicious intent. Reflexively, I hurl the chair towards Enomoto. Enomoto nimbly turns, deflecting the flying chair with one kick.
Ah, damn it, he has deflection up.
今の君は危険分子だ。
As you are right now, you're a dangerous variable.
もうこのままにさせておくわけにはいかない。
I can no longer allow you to continue like this.
私の邪魔をする不埒者め。
There we go.
You insolent nuisance.
In Enomoto's eyes is the clear intent to kill. Yeah, there's the murderous intent. He's lost all semblance of composure. Conversely, seeing Enomoto like that forces me to return to my senses. Cold sweat trickles down my back. This is bad. Warning signals light up in my brain. Enomoto thrusts his hand into his breast pocket as he glares at me. Uh-oh, he's got a gun. Oh, a knife. A switchblade. he had a gun, this would be much shorter. Enomoto grips it in his hand.
非常に不本意だが
I don't understand why he was trying to murder Satoru before. And, like, how come he was trying to murder Satoru before?
I'd rather avoid doing this, but
やむを得まい
you've left me no other choice.
This feeling. Same feeling I've felt many times before. Killing intent as cold as ice. You felt it many times before. Why was he trying to kill Satoru before and now he's reluctant? It doesn't make any sense. Was it him all along? Oh, that kind of line kind of means it wasn't. So is another person there?
覚悟はいいかね
Have you prepared yourself?
勇気道悟
Yukido Satoru,
君を抹消する
I'm going to erase you.
Enomoto suddenly narrows his eyes.
殺してやれ
I'll kill you!
Brandishing the knife, Enomoto attacks! Da, 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 da. I nimbly turn to face the door and break into a dash. I have to run. I rush out the door and into the basement storeroom. I think he's gonna be swapping out very soon. Total darkness greets me. For some reason, the lights in the basement are off. Didn't Enomoto cut the power? No, that doesn't matter right now. Regardless, I have to get out of here as soon as possible. The moment I think that swap time, nope, I trip over a wooden box.
Gah!
Damn it! Losing my balance, I fall. The concrete floor gradually approaches me, as I'm falling in slow motion. Am I going to die? Those words scroll through my mind. Yep, time to swap. At the worst possible moment. Now, I think this is the time where she runs outside. Ugh. Before I know it, everything around me has changed. The smells that enter my nostrils, the feeling of the air touching my skin, the temperature, everything has changed. I'm at a bed in the shelter cabin. I'm lying down staring at the ceiling. I've transferred into Fuyukawa Kokoda's body. Good damn, what awful timing! Is Kokoda alright? She's transferred right in front of a crazed killer. And just as I was falling, too, I cursed my own worthlessness. I'm sorry, Kokoda. Please, please be safe. Don't let him get you. Don't die. Please survive. I pray fervently, closing my eyes. I do the only thing I can. I continue to wait until I return to Sophia. I'm desperate. If Kokoda dies because of me, just that thought makes my chest ache unbearably. I take off her wristwatch and check the time. Present time, 6:45 p.m. In 33 minutes. I can go back. And when I do, I can save her. Assuming that she's even still alive. It's the longest 33 minutes I've ever experienced. Oh, talk to Uni. Ask Uni shit. I'm unable to contain myself. I have to do something.
そうだ
That's right.
It dawns on me. I reach into my pocket. Take out the voice recorder. What can I do now? Just leave a message for her. I have to explain what's going on so that she'll understand everything when she safely returns. I push the record button.
心たった今俺はスフィアで襲われた
Kokoda, I was just attacked in Sophia.
襲われた直後にここへ飛んできたんだ
I ended up jumping here right after that.
頼むどうか無事でいてくれ
I'm begging you, please make it out safely.
くそ手出しできないのが歯がゆい
Damn it. Not being able to do anything is so irritating.
俺のために君の人格が死ぬなんてことがあったらどうやって詫びりゃいいんだよ
If you personally ended up dying because of me, I don't know how I would ever be able to apologize to you.
腕の一本ぐらいはなくなったっていい
I don't even mind if I lose an arm.
だからどうか無事でいてくれ心
So please be safe somewhere, Kokoro.
Oh, goddamn. I speak with a tone so desperate, it almost sounds like I'm coughing up blood. I hit the stop button and jammed the voice recorder back into my pocket. I close my eyes, stay still, and wait for the time to arrive. I think that Yomogi and Yuni try to talk to me as I wait, but I can't even hear them. I'm begging you, please be alright. Kokoro. That's all I can think about. Finally, 33 minutes have passed. Damn, he just sat there just killing time, didn't he? Jeez. He's back here. The scenery shifts before my eyes. I've transferred to Sphia. Still in the basement storeroom. Staying right in the middle of it. My body is still safe. Kokoro somehow managed to escape and went right back to the basement? I forget, did she? I don't feel any pain in particular. I feel something cold for some reason, but I don't seem to be injured anywhere. Thank you, Kokoro. It's because she was outside before. No words can possibly express just how grateful I am to you. Can't even imagine how I can begin to thank her for this. At any rate, I'm glad it's over. My tension disappears all at once. Eventually, my focus shifts from my inner musings to my current surroundings. I look down at my body. Huh? Strange. Something strange. What is it? That's right, my left hand. My left hand is gripping some foreign object. Something cold and hard. I slowly shift my gaze to my left hand. Wait, huh? How did this happen? Wait, how did we not see it as either of them? How does this make any sense? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? How could we have not seen it as either of them? Hello, Goppy Force, welcome to the stream. This makes no goddamn sense. What? Was Enomoto just bullshitting us the entire time? Hey, what? This is exactly how Kokoro was, though. This is how she came back. I'm grasping a knife. Switchblade Enomoto pulled out earlier. It's covered in blood. I stare absently at the knife. Okay, this is just... I'm gonna say Enomoto was completely bullshitting the entire time. I stare absently at the knife. What does it mean? 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 Managing to calm my panicked mind, I take stock of my surroundings. Did Kokoro stab him without realizing it? What? Enomoto is lying face down on the floor. He isn't moving. His head is turned to the side, his eyes are wide open, and his face bears a look of anguish. A pool of blood is steadily growing beneath him. There's no doubt that he's dead. He's dead. No, he's been murdered. By who? Isn't that obvious? The personality was in my body while I was at Manakakura. Kokoro. Kokoro's the one that killed him? I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. Kokoro. But Hanamoto was about to kill Kokoro as well. Like, what the fuck is going on? This is how we get back to Kokoro. Is Uni, like, in the corner? Like, what the... like, scared as he was before? Like, it was legitimate self-defense, which is true. Unavoidable. That's right, she had no other choice. She's innocent. I love how he's trying to protect her. Like, he barely knows her, and he's trying to protect her. This is very sweet. She's not at fault here. That's what I want to believe. He's being very sweet. I returned my eyes to Enomoto's corpse. Looking closely, there are countless stab wounds on his body. Countless! That would be absolutely bonkers, OA. Seriously. That came to my mind too. But like, didn't we like, that would be so completely bonkers. Hello, Victor. Welcome to the stream. Like, there's a third person swapping in that we're just not seeing. Given like the holes in the story here that we're not, things aren't connecting as they should a lot of the time, like with I'm kind of inclined to agree that seems like a extremely possible explanation. And I think that Enomoto might have been bullshitting that whole explanation. Hello, Victor. Welcome to the stream. Which means that the knife had been thrust into him over and over again. Hey, even in self-defense, there's no need to go this far. For those stab wounds, I sense not an attempt to evade danger, but a clear intent to kill. But why? Is the woman known as Fuyukawa Kokoro really this kind of person? I don't know. Kokoro, my partner, I feel just a little scared of her. Just as I'm thinking about that in a daze. Something crosses in front of me. Yeah, Serene. There's a bunch of things that we never fucking saw. From either perspective. That's gotta be it, isn't it? There's gotta be a third person. I was thinking of a third time period or something before, but... what would it even be? And how come Satoru and Kokoro never see it? Something crosses in front of me. Huh? Too slow in noticing it. No. No! Whoever just entered has suddenly stolen the knife out of my left hand. No. What? Oh, it's gotta be her, right? Who's there? I frantically look around. Yep. Hotori. And then Kokoro is gonna swap into here, isn't she? Her entire body is covered in blood. Her arms, clothes, and face are all dyed a dark red. This is nuts. There's definitely a third person. I can't believe it. But, oh God. That would explain the logo. And so many things we never saw. Had Hotori been standing right next to Enomoto when it happened? Enomoto had blood, after all. A large quantity of blood had probably gushed out of him when he was stabbed. In other words, she'd been showered with Enomoto's blood. That's probably how it was. Hotori snatches the knife away from me, holds it in both hands and plays with it like a favorite toy.
What?
Hey.
An eerie smile forms on Hotori's face. Jackpot. The remnants of Enomoto's blood drip from the knife and onto her hands.
やめろ。危ないだろ。返せよ。
Stop it. That's dangerous. Give it back.
Excuse me. I believe I am the expert here. Hotori won't listen to me. She lifts the knife high on outstretched hands, as though offering up an object of worship. The blood. The blood is dripping. Drip, drip onto the floor. Staining the concrete floor. Marking it with crimson circles. Her actions are extremely unsettling. Hey. Hotori slowly lowers the knife.
What is it?
Hey, Satoru. Which do you prefer? She looks at me with suspicion in her eyes. They're slightly moist, wet. Chills thrum in my spine. Hey, which one do you prefer?
どういう意味だ。
What do you mean?
I mean, to stab or to be stabbed? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows, or to be the slinger and arrower yourself. Which do you prefer? I definitely. Then Hotori's voice becomes distant. Another swap right away? A transfer. That phenomenon, which had already become unexceptional, has occurred. For the time being, both Kokodo and I are unsafe. Are safe. But there's a dead man there too. Okay, how did the evil Uni know about that? Is he swapping in to their bodies whenever he fucking feels like it? Like, can he just swap into their bodies whenever he wants to? But then what happens while someone is in his body? It does feel like evil Uni is the one controlling the swaps. But there's a dead man there too. Enomoto Naoya. He'd been killed by Kokodo's consciousness. But it was my body that actually hacked him up like that. The one holding the knife was me. I'm glad that I was saved, but the outcome left me a terrible aftertaste. And now I'm in the shelter cabin after seeing a slaughtered body. There's absolutely no way I can just change my mood right away. Lynn is in front of the stove. She's wrapped up in a blanket, shivering. In the corner of the cabin, I could see Yamogi sitting atop a bundle of firewood. There's a lot less of it now than what I saw during the day. Where is Uni? I glance around the room, searching for him. Uni is standing behind me. He's looking up at me with a serious face.
時が来たみたいだね。
Uh-oh, here we go. It seems as though the time has come, huh? And with that, he leaves the cabin. Oh, is he gonna reveal himself? No one tries to stop him. The time has come. Enomoto's anguished face has been burned into my mind. The sensation of slippery blood remains on my palms. I can't shake it off. I'm anxious about Uni. Hesitating for a while, I decide to follow him. After rubbing my palms, which has nothing at all stuck to them, onto the floor, on the front door, quietly open it. It's clear outside. The sky is so full of stars that it seems like it's about to overflow. Present time, 8:09 p.m. The moon hasn't yet risen.
シャトルだよね。
Satoru. You're Satoru, right? From the steps in front of the entrance, Uni has descended into the snow and stands there. I nod silently before joining him.
夕方の質問。まだ答えてなかったよね。
I never did answer that question from last night, did I?
ああ
That's right.
Hearing Uni bring up that topic himself is a little perplexing. He stares up at the twinkling stars with an expression of ultimate understanding on his face.
確かに、シャトルの言った通りだよ。
Oh! It's just as you said.
僕は2012年の
Oh, hello, Emiya. Welcome to the stream. I came from the year 2012. I fucking knew it.
12。あれ？驚かないの？
Huh? You're not surprised.
ああ予想してたことだったからな
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it after all.
じゃあ、こう言ったら驚くかな。
In that case, would you be surprised if I said this?
僕は一度も転移なんてしてない。
I haven't transferred even once. What? How? He was the one that must have brought everyone over. Okay, I'm gonna say Enomoto is full of shit. He's gotta be. Huh?
いや、僕らはって言った方がいいかもね。
Oh my god! Here we go! Here we go! Answers! Answers! No, it'd be better to say we.
僕とスフィアにいる僕。
Me and the other me at Svea. I fucking called it! There's two fucking unis!
僕らはサトルやココロンと同じように転移を繰り返してるわけじゃないんだ。
I always knew you were a fucking piece of shit. Unlike Satoru and Kokodon, we haven't been transferring over and over again.
でも一度だけは入れ替わったんだろ
But you've at least switched once, haven't you?
ううん。入れ替わってないよ。
Nope, we never switched.
一度もね。
Not even once.
僕のこの意識は2012年のもの。
I bet what he's saying with this is that Enomoto was full of shit and it's always 2012. My current consciousness is from the year 2012.
そして僕のこの肉体も1年後の未来のものなんだ。
My current body, too, is from 1 year in the future.
おい待てよ
Hey, wait a minute.
じゃあなんで未来のお前がこんなところに
Then why is the future you here?
サトル
Satoru? Huh?
雪触ってみて
Try touching the snow.
雪
The snow.
Yeah. As he told me to, I bent down to the surface of the snow. Smooth, powdery flakes. As if it had fallen only moments before.
この避難小屋の周りはねついさっきまで雪が降ってたんだ
Right up until now, it was snowing around the shelter cabin.
それもすごい大雪吹雪
A whole lot of it, too. A snowstorm. Now that you mention it, I finally remember something. Anamoto's words.
君たちは人格交換人格が転移をしているんじゃない
It's not a personality exchange you two are undergoing. Your personalities aren't what's being transferred.
本当に転移しているのは
What's really being transferred
空
is space.
間空間自体が転移しているんだ
Space itself is being transferred.
正確に言えば空間が時間を飛び越えて転移しているつまりは
To be precise, space is leaping through time and transferring. In other words,
時空間転移だ
it's a space-time transfer.
You're talking a bit like Kronk here.
It's a space-time transfer. Transfer in space and time. Yes. Space-time transfer. Transfer in space and time. Space-time. Cusco's voice.
Jeez. Oh my god.
待てちょっと待ってくれ
Ooh,
頭を
wait, please
整理
wait.
させてくれ
Oh, let me get this all straight in my head.
Tapping at my temples, I walk around in circles in the snow. Eventually, I come to a halt and speak.
そうか
I
そうだよな
see, that's right.
ここはアオサギ島なんだ
This is Aosagi Island.
あの小高い丘を乗り越えると海が広がっていて
If you climb that small hill, there'll be an ocean before you.
月もまだ出てはいないが
The moon isn't up yet.
節待ち月よりも少しだけ欠けた20日月になっているはずなんだ
The moon should be 20 days into its cycle, waning just a bit more than 19 days in.
榎本の話が正しいならば俺の意識は常にアオサギ島に残留したまま動かない
If what Enomoto said is true, then my consciousness always remains at Aosagi Island unmoving.
移動してるのは空間の方で
What's transferring is space itself,
ということは
which means
この避難小屋を中心とした半径110メートルのサークル内はついさっきまで赤倉岳にあったということになり
that this 110-meter radius circle around us, and the shelter cabin at its core was just at Mount Alcacura.
だから雪が
That's why.
このサラサラとした粉雪がここに
My soft powdery snow like this is here.
そういうこと
That's right.
でもそれは俺の質問とは関係ないだろ
But that doesn't have anything to do with my question, right?
俺はこう聞いたんだ
This is what I asked you.
なんで転移もしていないのに未来のお前がこんなところにいるのかって
Why is the future you here, even though you've never transferred?
わからない
Don't you know?
わからないから聞いてるんだろうが
I'm asking you because I don't know.
I see.
実はそれとこれとは関係大ありなんだけどな
The truth is, those two things have everything to do with each other. And with that, he starts explaining. In summary, it's like this. Oh, they're not going to let him explain properly? There's an extremely simple solution depending on how you thought about it. First of all, until now, I thought that the very first transfer occurred on January 11th, between 8 and 9 p.m. But it seems like that wasn't actually the case. Before that, just once, one complete cycle of space-time transfer occurred. A little before 5 p.m. on the 11th. At that time, there wasn't anyone inside the Mount Makakuta shelter cabin. Himoki, Lin, and Kokodo hadn't reached it yet. In that situation, a space-time transfer occurred. Sophia of 2012 had jumped back to to the Mount Akakura 1 year ago, and vice versa. At the time, Uni of 2012 was on the... Oh, that's what they did do! They stood right outside the fucking circle. That's what I was thinking. That's like the simplest possible explanation. But, so yeah, Uni is definitely on their side. Hello, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream. And he probably brought the goddamn newspaper. At the time Uni was on the coast of Halsag, he knew that it was gonna happen because he's an evil mastermind bitch. So he entered the shelter cabin alone and was transported. In the meantime, what was happening at Mount Akakura 1 year ago? Crash to Flight 18 occurred after 4 p.m. The Uni of the year 2011 had been thrown onto the snowfield and was wandering alone. And shortly before 5 p.m. he'd wandered into the Mount Akakura circle. What are the odds? What are the fucking odds? But didn't he come with a note that said, like, he was necessary or some shit? What he found there was Sophia. Should have been a large wall all around it. But the Mount Akakura circle was surrounded by a small hill. The top of the hill and the top of the wall were about the same height, of all of luck. As a result, Uni had tumbled down the wall. Through the whirling snow, he saw a white-walled structure in the distance. Holding on to his dim consciousness with all his might, he barely managed to take the shelter in the building. Then he entered the empty room near the kitchen. Time passed, and then around 5:30, Sophia returned to Aosaki Island with the Uni of 2011 still inside. So all everybody has to do is just stand outside these places and they can all be together. Hell, like Yamogi and everybody can just warp out of here. Just stand outside of it when Satoru. But that kind of sucks because that means no matter what, somebody's gonna be stuck in one place. Either Kokodo or Satoru. Is gonna be stuck on the fucking mountain. Because, they can't swap while in their own body. At the same time, besides the shelter cabin, Uni of 2012 was transported to frigid Mount Akakura. And after that, nothing particularly strange had happened. The two Unis with their original consciousness still in their bodies had ridden across the boat known as space. That's what he meant by never being transferred even once. Although more accurately, he had never dissociated from his consciousness even once. In truth, he had traveled back and forth with that space, transferred between 2011 and 12. Why did he do... Why, though? Now then, there's still one important matter, the newspaper. Yeah, the evil Uni probably brought it with him. Why did a newspaper from the future exist inside the shelter cabin? Because he fucking brought it with him. Uni had the answer to that as well. I brought it with me. Fucking hell! You little bastard. God. When he entered the shelter cabin, the Uni of the year 2012 brought along a newspaper dated July 4th with him. Well, are you satisfied now? No, why are you doing this? Why?
Yeah, to a certain extent, that's one mystery resolved. Or two, rather. But why are you so evil? But there's still some things I don't understand.
Like what? No, Sophia Uni is always good. Luca.
どうしてお前はそんなにもスフィアのことに詳しいんだ？
Why do you know so much about Svea?
あれまだ気づいてなかったの？
Huh? You haven't noticed yet.
今ここにいる僕は1月17日に救助隊によって発見された僕なんだよ。
The me standing here right now is the me that was discovered by the rescue team on January 17th.
雪崩に巻き込まれずに済んだ。
The me who had narrowly avoided being caught in the avalanche.
それは知ってるよ。
I know that.
その時から1年の時を経て、お前はアオサギ島の海岸に、
And one year after that, you were on the coast of Alsagi Island.
そして2012年1月11日の午後5時前の時空間転移が発生し、
Then on January 11, 2012, there'll be another transfer just before 5.
お前はアオサギ島に飛ばされてきた避難小屋の中へと。
And you'll be inside the shelter cabin when it jumps away from Alsagi.
Yeah, something's off.
な
Exactly.
んか変だぞ。
Wait, something's off.
もしこのまま行けば、今ここにいる
Yeah, it just goes in like a...
またしても1月17日に救助隊によって発見され、
If things continue like this, the uni here will be found by the rescue team on January 17th again.
これじゃあ堂々巡りじゃないか。
Just keep going around in circles
無限ループにはまっちまう。
and become an infinite loop. Infinity!
ヒント。
Should I give you a hint?
僕はスフィアで起きたすべての出来事を知ってるんだ。
I know everything that happened at Svea.
11日から17日まで。その
From
7
the-
日間に起きた
From the, el-
ことをね。
from the 11th to the 17th. I know everything that happened within those 7 days.
つまり未来にいる僕は過去の僕ってこと。
Hello, we're last. Welcome to the stream. In other words, the me in the future is the me of the past. And vice versa.
どういうことだ？
But what happens to that Svea uni?
What do you mean?
Uni only laughs softly and won't answer. Not sure where he got it, but he's holding a single feather in the palm of his hand. It's a small white feather as soft as down. January 15th, the 5th day. What is your game? Lethal. I'm awoken. What the fuck kind of background is this? I don't wake of my own accord. I'm forced to wake up. I'm crouching in a corner of the kitchen, my forehead flat on the floor. I don't know what's happened. My body feels boneless like a rubber doll's. My limbs too leaden and senseless for even the smallest movement.
転移か。
A transfer?
Seems that my body and consciousness returned while I was sleeping. Kokoro had woken up in Svea within the past 33 minutes, and then... And what had happened after that? Why does my body feel so heavy?
まさか
It can't be.
また誰かに。俺は
Did someone do this to me?
For the time being, I want to take a look around. I attempt to coax some response from my limbs so I can get up. He fell flat on the floor. My legs are unsteady and I sway dangerously as I try to stand and fail. Ooh, it looks like he was drugged or something. As slowly as melting butter, I slide powerlessly back to the floor. I can't move in the slightest after that. All the muscles in my body feel flaccid. When I try to call out for help, my tongue gets tangled up on itself and I can't speak a word. What the fuck is going on? Collapsed on my back, I stare up at the ceiling. It shrinks farther and farther into the distance and it's no longer than a grain of rice. I didn't even make any fucking choices. I hope this isn't a bad ending, because if it is, I'm totally fucked. The whole room has grown into a tower huge enough to pierce with the heavens. It isn't unlike a long corridor that continues far into the distance. Believe in the you that believes in me. It's what happened to my body. Even when faced with such a wondrous vision, my consciousness still has a comparatively strong grip on reality. It's a rather eerie feeling. If the inside of my mind was so clear, then why can't my body move? Why am I seeing these visions? I analyzed the situation calmly. First of all, aside from the wound on my arm from 3 days ago, I'm not in any pain. I don't seem to have been hit or strangled, nor am I bleeding profusely. I just feel a sensation of nausea coming from my stomach. And there's a tingling numbness in my throat. Did Kokoto drink something? Or was she forced to drink? Since this is a medical facility, it wouldn't be odd for drugs with hallucinogenic properties to be stored here somewhere. But why? Anyway, I can't do anything unless I get my body to move. If I just lie on the floor, not door, like a rubber doll, I'll never find out what happened. Even with that said, what am I supposed to do? For now, should I try throwing up the contents of my stomach? You can do that on purpose? Really? Jeez. Hello, Hollow Mirage. Welcome to the stream. Could be that there isn't any pain, and this might be a situation that's a threat to my life. It's good that I've decided on that, but it's almost impossible to vomit while lying face up. You can really vomit on command. That's an incredible skill. When I try to lift my arm to sting my fingers down my throat, I won't even move a millimeter. I can't do a thing. Nothing happens except my breathing getting rougher. My mouth is full of saliva. Probably because of my throat muscles are paralyzed, I can't swallow or spit it out. It overflows from the corner of my mouth and runs down my cheek. I must look so pathetic right now. At the thought, a warm tear falls from the corner of my eye. It isn't a tear of frustration. It's just a physiological phenomenon. For the past few minutes, from my transfer until now, I have yet to blink even once. A beam of light pierces my eyeballs. A dazzling glare. The light shines in intense colors, and iridescent rings spin and burst like fireworks. The sparks turn into particles of pure white. Fluffy snow comes floating down. The endless corridor stretching above me begins a shaking, swaying dance. Some more white flakes split into 3 whirling spirals and disappears. From there, 3 snow fairies appear. The tiny fairies flap their wings slowly and gracefully like mayflies. They wear no clothes, and a red mark is visible on their inner thighs. That's awfully specific here. They begin to perform the immature act that couples do with almost comical. What the fuck? Jesus Christ! A sour stench fills the air like it's sticking to me. I see a series of wondrous scenes paraded before me. A panoply of chaos which, while grotesque, holds a mysterious radiance within. He is tripping balls! Thoroughly enchanted, I forget myself. I feel an ecstasy gradually gnawing at me for the intense beauty with its rotten smell. And the ceiling soars on, farther and farther. No, it might not be the ceilings getting any farther away, but me instead. My melting body is swallowed up by the floor. Sinking into infinitely deep chaos. Slowly sinking until I'm subsumed. The fuck is going on? Jeez.
ありがとう。おかげでだいぶ楽になったよ。
Thanks. I feel a lot better now.
After a long coma, I finally became able to move and came to the living area. With my hand on the wall for support, I feel like an old man.
強がってるの？
Acting tough, are we?
こんな時にまで英雄気取りなの？
Wait. Is this after that scene where Kokoro was with the body and she found and the innocent Uni was there and everything? Like, what the? I thought that was one of the last scenes. Did she just not go in the basement that whole time? What the fuck? Oh, that happened the previous day. Oh, she's acting pretty normal then. Oh, thank you, Guppy Force. So there should really only be one more swap then. Okay. I think there should only be one more swap. Okay. Are you still trying to play the hero, even after everything that's happened to you? Utsumi's words sting. She probably still holds a grudge against me. But even so, when I collapsed in the kitchen this morning, she was the one who carried me back to my room. She was going to give me an antidote to neutralize the effect of the drug. The antidote had supposedly been stored deep within the dark little room where Enomoto had hidden. Of course, this isn't first-hand information. Utsumi told me all this just before. At any rate, she hadn't abandoned me. I was completely defenseless while I was out. She didn't use that opportunity to attack me. And on top of all that, she's nursing me back to health. I can't understand Utsumi's true intentions. Seriously. Leaning against the window, I let out a sigh. I take my wristwatch from my pocket. Current time is 2 p.m.
あの物質が体内から消え去るまでには最低でも12時間はかかるわ。
It'll take at least 12 hours for the chemical to completely leave your body. Utsumi continues, standing in front of me.
あなたがキッチンに倒れてたのは午前8時。
You collapsed in the kitchen at 8 a.m.
今は
Now it's...
2時だ。2時5分過ぎ。
2 p.m., 5 minutes past.
じゃあまだ6時間しか経ってないことになるわね。
Well, that would mean it's only been 6 hours.
そうだな。
That's right.
おとなしく寝てたらどうなの？
Why don't you just rest quietly until then?
子守歌歌ってくれるか。
Will you sing me a lullaby?
バカみたい。
Don't be silly.
それもどうせ冗談が言えるぐらいに回復したっていう意味でのアピールでしょ。
This is a new sprite for her. You're probably trying to show me that you're healthy enough to joke, right?
いや、本気だけど。
No, I'm serious.
無理しないでよ。
Don't strain yourself.
無理なんかしてないさ。
I'm not.
そんなに顔が歪んでるのに？
Even though your face is all twisted like that?
元からじゃないか。
Hey, I was born this way.
じゃあ握ってみて。
Then try squeezing my hand. Big tough guy. Saying that, she extends an arm out to me. I place my hand over hers.
握ってって言ってるの。
I asked you to squeeze it.
それは触れてるだけでしょ。
That's just touching, right? Even if she says that, there's nothing I can do. My fingertips won't do as I tell them. Oh no. I can barely curl up my hand lately.
もっと強く。
Harder. I'm in no condition to be making such fine adjustments. That's right, as Utsumi said, I'm just acting tough. Every muscle in my body is relaxed, as if they've been transformed into jelly or yogurt. By putting my entire body weight against the window, I'm somehow able to stay standing. It feels like I'd fall over if someone so much as breathes on me. And this is 6 hours after I collapsed in the kitchen. Thankfully, I'm not seeing any more of those weird visions, but the sensation of limpness remains.
これは和解の握手と考えてもいいのかな。
Can we consider this handshake a handshake of reconciliation?
ごまかさないでよ。
Don't try to fool me.
握れないなら握れないって素直に言えばいいじゃない。
If you can't squeeze it, then just say so. I stay silent. What is Itsumi thinking right now? I try to sense her thoughts through the warmth of her palm. She's still harboring murderous thoughts towards Hotori. That very same Hotori is now sitting on one of the dining area chairs, chatting with Yuni. I can't make out their conversation from here, but I can see them well enough. Hotori and Yuni, of course, are both safe. The anniversary of Junichi-kun's death, the 14th, has already passed. But that doesn't mean that Itsumi's grudge has completely gone away. Despite that, it looks as though Utsumi didn't lay a hand on Hotori, even though I was unable to move. Why? I have no idea what Utsumi is thinking. However, it looks as though she feels the same.
あなたが何を考えてるのか私にはさっぱりわからないわ。
She shakes her head as though flustered and gently releases my hand.
なあ、心に薬を飲ませたのは誰なんだ？
Hey, who was it that made Kokoro take the drug?
I ask as I clumsily rub my numb arms.
知らないわよ。見てたわけじゃないもの。
I have no idea. It's not like I saw it happen.
自分で飲んだんじゃないの？
Could you have taken it yourself?
心が
Kokoro did?
キッチンの床に空き瓶が転がってたの。
There was an empty bottle on the kitchen floor.
誰かが無理やり飲ませたんだとしたら回収するはずでしょ？
If someone had forced her to take it, they would have taken the evidence with them, right? I don't think that that's necessarily the case. Well, whatever. I can think about that later.
その空き瓶には一体どんな薬が入ってたんだ？
And? What kind of drug was inside the bottle?
詳しい話はまだ。
I still don't even know the details.
そうね。まだ教えてなかったかもしれない。
That's right, I hadn't told you yet. Glancing discreetly over at Hotori, Utsumi opens the door to the terrace. She steps outside. Maybe she doesn't want Hotori to hear. I follow after Utsumi. I follow after Utsumi. Sky is refreshingly clear. There's no wind and the sun hanging in the western sky throws bright sunlight down as us all. Despite the fact that I'm wearing regular clothing, I don't feel that cold. But then again, that could have been more to do with my paralyzed nerves than the actual temperature. The cold air feels invigorating against my dulled body.
空き瓶は2本あったわ。
I There were actually 2 empty bottles. I gave one to Link. Itsumi says, exhaling white vapor.
1本は DMT の瓶で、もう1本はハルミンとハルマリンの混合溶液を入れたものだった。
One bottle of DMT and one more containing a solution of harmine and harmaline.
聞いたことある？ DMT って。
Have you heard of it before? DMT, I mean.
いや
No.
DMT ジメチルトリプタミン。幻覚誘発物質の中でも最も強力な部類に属する薬品。
Oh, sorry. DMT, dimethyltryptamine, is a substance classified as one of the most powerful hallucinogenic drugs. Oh my god.
ハルミンとハルマリンの方は
Gee.
こっちは多分あなたも聞き覚えがあるはずよ。
As for harmine and harmaline, you've probably heard of them before.
魔を阻害剤のことだから。
They're an MAO inhibitor. There it is.
魔を阻害剤って、あのネズミが口にした？
The MAO inhibitor. The same as what the rat ate.
そう。ネズミの死因となった物質。
Yes, the substance that killed it. Utsumi says it's like nothing, but I can't hide how upset I am. Inside my head, I can still see the rat writhing in anguish on this dining area floor. Why did Kokudo? Did my body take such a dangerous drug?
通常 DMT は単体で摂取しても幻覚作用を及ぼさないものなの。
Normally, simply ingesting DMT wouldn't be enough to cause hallucination on its own.
人体にあるモノアミン酸化酵素が DMT の有効成分を破壊してしまうから。
Because the monoamine oxidase in the body breaks down the active ingredient of DMT.
ちょうどチラミンを分解するのと同じようにね。
It breaks down tyramine the same way after all.
けれど、ハルミンやハルマリンと併用した場合は別。
However, it's a different story when it's used together with harmine and harmaline.
魔を阻害剤がモノアミン酸化酵素の働きを抑制することによって DMT の代謝は阻止され、
The MAO inhibitor suppresses the function of monoamine oxidase, hindering the metabolism of the DMT.
その結果、幻覚誘発物質は血中に残留することになる。
As a result, the hallucinogenic chemical remains in the blood.
そういうこと。
That's it.
でも、わからないな。
But I don't understand.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
何が？
I'm right there with you, Satoru. Although this, I have a better idea of what's going on, because, you know, biology major, so this is really interesting, actually. What?
何もかもだよ。
Anything.
仮に心が自分でそれらの薬品を飲んだとした場合、なぜそんなことをする必要があったのか。
For the sake of argument, let's say Kokoda really did take the drugs herself. Why would she do that?
彼女はそのうちの一つが魔を阻害剤だということを知っていたのか知らなかったのか。
Did she know or not that it was an MAO inhibitor when she took it?
知っていたとしても、その危険性まで正確に把握していたのかどうか。
Even if she did she really understand how dangerous it could be?
それから、
And then,
ああ、悪い。
sorry.
こんなことをあんたに言ってもしょうがないよな。
No use in asking you that, is there?
Oh, damn.
そうとも限れないけど、
That might not be entirely true.
私さっきは自分で飲んだんじゃないなんて言っちゃったけど、
I said maybe you took it yourself before, but
もしかしたら今キッチンにいる2人のうちのどちらかが無理やり飲ませたのかもしれないわね。
it might be that one of the other two in the kitchen right now forced her to.
どちらかって
One of them?
要するに小鳥のことが言いたいんだろ
In other words, you mean Hotori, right?
Uchizumi doesn't answer. She walks away from me as though trying to evade my question. Quietly bending down, she dips her hand into the snow collected on the terrace.
繰り返すけど、あなたに迷惑をかけるつもりはないの。
I'm repeating myself, but I don't intend to cause you any trouble.
分かって。
Please understand. I respond with a question aimed at her hunched back.
じゃあやっぱりまだ小鳥のことを
Then you're really still going to...
これでも止めるつもり？
And are you still going to try and stop me?
彼女はあなたを殺そうとしたのよ。
She tried to kill you, you know. She removes her hand from the snow. Patting it dry, she approached me.
万が一薬を飲まそうとしたのが小鳥だったとしても殺意があったかどうかはわからないだろ
Even if it was Hotori who gave her the drug, you don't know whether she intended to kill me or not, right?
殺すつもりだったなら DMT なんかいらなかったはずだ
If she was trying to kill... Oh, sorry.
If she was trying to kill me, she wouldn't have needed the DMT.
それに2日前にあんたは言ったよな
Besides, you told me 2 days ago, right?
魔を阻害剤は48時間以内に食べ物を口にしていなければ生体には無害だって
If you don't eat anything for 48 hours, the MAO inhibitor won't have any effect.
俺はこのスフィアで丸2日間以上何も食べていない
I haven't eaten anything at Sphia for more than 2 days now.
そのことは小鳥も気づいてたと思うが
I think Hotori knows that too.
そうかしら。
I wonder.
彼女は DID なのよ。
That girl has DID, you know.
人格が入れ替わっていた時のことは知りようがないわ。
She can't know about what happened when her personality changed.
人格が入れ替わっていた
When her personality changed?
Those words grabbed me. Hasn't Ibushi Keiko only shown the Otori personality these past few days? Interesting. So whenever they teleport, is she like leaving behind her personality? Okay, so it looks like everything fits so far. Now it's mainly the question of why. Hasn't Ibushi Keiko only showed the Otori personality these past few days? Oh my god. I gotta read what Guppy Force said. Basically, if you eat the food at day 3 at dinner, you die at the start of day 5. Who the fuck drugged the meal? Oh my god. Holy shit. That's crazy, Guppy Force. Like during that drug scene, you die if you eat the dinner on the 3rd day. That's crazy. Anyway, hasn't Ibushi Keiko only shown their Otori personality these past few days? If what Itsumi says is true, then maybe she changed to another personality when I was unaware.
あなたと同じよ。
It's the same with you.
俺と
Uh-oh, I think we might get a name drop here.
With me?
あなただって冬川さんになっている時の記憶は
No,
ないんでしょ？
just Fuyukawa. You don't remember anything when you become Fuyukawa-san, right?
考えてみて。
Think about it.
もしも冬川さんがあなたの代わりにチラミを含有する食品を口にしていたとしたら、
Instead of you, if Fuyukawa-san had eaten food containing tyramine,
死んでたと。
I would have died.
そういうことになるわね。
that's how it is.
だけど
But
俺はこうして生きてるじゃないか。
I'm alive right now, aren't I?
重要なのは可能性があったのかどうかよ。
What's important is whether the possibility exists.
未必の恋って知ってる？
Do you know what willful negligence is? Okay, so there is nothing wrong with the food on day 3. Okay, thanks. Thank you for clearing that up.
実害の発生を積極的に希望ないしは意図するものではないが、
A state of mind in which the offender, though not actively desiring or intending for harm to occur,
自分の行為により結果として実害が発生しても構わないという行為者の心理状態。
does not care if harm occurs as the result of their own actions.
明確な殺意がなかったとしても、死んでも構わないという思惑はあったのかもしれない。
Even if there was no clear intent to kill, it might have been that she didn't really care if you did die.
そんな
That can't.
率直に言わせてもらうけど、あなたが今生きていられるのは奇跡よ。
Frankly, it's a miracle that you're even alive right now.
何も食べなかったのはただの偶然なんじゃない？違う？
It was only a coincidence that you didn't eat anything, right? Or am I wrong?
このことよく考えてみた方がいいと思うわ。
You should think about this very carefully. Misumi bends over again to scoop up more snow. She flings a handful away, tracing its arc with her eyes. Powdery snow drifts into the windless atmosphere like a tiny cloud, thin cloud.
寒くなってきたわね。
It's gotten colder.
踊りましょう。
Let's go back. Without waiting for my reply, Utsumi disappears into the building, leaving me behind. I scoop up the snow just as Utsumi had. I try to grasp it, but just as before, my fingers are completely numb. After returning to my room, I trot over to my bed and fling myself down. He needs a rest after that. Are you guys just hold on a second? I just have to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. we're approaching a point in the story where it appears that we've gotten the answers to how. Like, I think this explains everything. But we haven't gotten the answers to why just yet. And then there's that whole idea of there being a third person in the loop. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? Jeez. Like, apparently, I don't think there's like a third route in the game. Let's just check out the tips, how did we miss the first two tips? I really want to know that. Oh, just switchblade. Yeah, we know what a switchblade is. After returning to my room, I toddled over to my bed and flinged myself down. DMT. The MAO inhibitor. Did Otori make Kokoro take it? Or was it Kokoro herself? Why? To what end? Willful negligence? If that was the case, then who had willfully done it? Fragments of incoherent thoughts flit through my head. Last night, the man calling himself Enomoto died. The idea of Enomoto being the one trying to kill me did pass through my mind. However, the MAO inhibitor... Yeah, looks like there might be a true route after all. If we're already on day 5. Like, there should only be one more swap. Like, there should just be one more swap that's relatively peaceful for Kokoro. This day, and that's it. However, the MAO inhibitor, assuming that my body consuming it was the result of willful negligence. Oh, Enomoto must have done that. Oh, but wait a minute. He never drank the coffee and when I picked it, so how would he have even done that? Because I never had Satoru drink the coffee. Assuming that my body consuming it was the result of willful negligence. Then is someone still trying to kill me? There's another person here. Is that it? If so, then there's no way the late Enomoto could have done it. This would mean that there's a high chance Enomoto had been completely uninvolved in the past attempts on my life. I mean, like I'm saying, you could always blame the third person on this, but I think it'd be relatively easy to just slit their own wrist. That's true, Oe. I think Self might be some kind of crazy organization. Maybe that's this organization. I mean, I think there might be a true route or some kind of final route, given that we're close to the end. There's only one more swap, and there's still quite a chunk of, unless like the missing scenes are really that big of a percentage. Like 60, we've only done 65% of the story somehow. So it's probably gonna go up to like 75. And they maybe like the last 20-25% is probably gonna be the true route. So meaning that there's a high chance Enomoto had been completely uninvolved in the past attempts on my life. Is the true culprit elsewhere? I let out a sigh. I have to leave a message for Kokoro. Even one line will be fine. Who was it that made you take the drug? And somebody is like changing the messages. Or something. I'm gonna decide to write that to go get up. Oh, too late. Yep, I remember this. Miracle child. A dense ocean current coils around me as though licking my entire body. I feel like I'm being embraced by a sea teeming with coacervate. I had this dream before. The primordial sea. I could no longer tell where my own existence begins or ends. I feel as this whole vast sea is myself. But it's like nothing of my own essence is here. My surroundings are completely saturated by a dazzling red light. A rhythmic sound and a sweet scent that feels as if it will melt. I missed a lot of Kokodo root, really. I'm drowning in this comfortable warmth. Alright, well, when I finish the Satoru route, I'm depending on you guys to tell me how to go back and get these really important bad endings. Yep, I think this might be the last swap.
寒い
Cold.
I immediately feel an intense cold cutting through me. A transfer? I realized right away. I in Kokoda's body and curled up on a bed in the shelter cabin wrapped up in a blanket. I see Guppy Force. So basically a big percentage chunk is if Kokodo is guarding the food. I see. Yeah, that's true, Alest. I'm wondering, like, if there is a third person, why aren't they swapping into that body? My arms hug my shoulders. No matter how much I will them to, my arms and legs won't stop shaking. It's already beyond shivering. I'm convulsing spasmodically, my whole body trembling uncontrollably. The cold assails me from all sides, rattling my bones and threatening to crush me. Everything before the transfer, DMT, the MAO inhibitor, has all been blown away in an instant. All that matters right now is preserving my own life. I can't afford to think of anything else. I have to overcome this. That's what I want to do, but my head isn't working properly. Even my blood is frozen in my veins. No oxygen or nutrients are nourishing my brain.
いいから落ち着け
Calm down, calm down.
落ち着け落ち着け
Calm down, calm down.
考えろ考えるんだ
Think. Just think.
But I'm just thinking about thinking, getting nowhere. Yep, that'll happen. Worthless, empty thoughts whirl in my head. I've noticed one thing. The reason that her brain isn't working properly isn't just because of the cold, also hunger. Hunger, starvation, yep. My body is violently craving food. I feel a hunger powerful enough to make me go insane. I'm disgusted by my own shallowness, but food is the only thing on my mind. Cold. I want to eat. I want to eat. Eat, eat, eat. Oh, God damn it. Hold on. Sorry. I'm gonna lose it for real if this keeps up. I'm in a dangerous situation, walking the thin line between reason and instinct. I hang my head and continue struggling against the unwieldy desires budding inside me. A life or death battle. Yep, this is Satoru's last time here. Eventually, I feel the temperature inside the cabin rise a little, but only a little. Looks like the rest of Satoru's time here is pretty uneventful. My frozen blood slowly begins to flow through my body again. The cold coiled around my spine like a chain slowly loosens. It's still painfully cold, but somewhat better than before. My mind, too, gains a little leeway to think. Raising my head, I look around the room again. The field of vision expands. Things that must have been invisible until just now are being brought into my consciousness. Yomogi, Lin, Yuni. For the first time, I realize they're all here. They're scattered around the room, shaking as though they're on the verge of death. If not for their shivering, I'd take them for dead. Other than that, they're completely lifeless. Their eyes were dry and hollow like clouded marbles. He did miss that, Luca. The breaths escaping their lips are thin, frail, and shallow. As though each one could be their last. I'm stunned by how much they've changed. How could they have fallen apart so quickly in only one night? What in the world happened to them from last night to now?
どうしたんだ
What's wrong?
何があったんだよ
What happened?
The cold may have abated, but my numbed lips won't return to normal so easily. I asked him in a voice as dried out as a desert wind. But nobody says anything. Mayuzumi. Fucked everything up, as usual. Yomogi simply stares back at me with cloudy eyes.
ストーブは
What about the stove?
火ついてないのかよ
Did the fire go out?
I crawl frantically across the floor to confirm it. I open the door of the stove and peer inside. Only blackened charcoal remains.
なんでこんなことに
How did this... Mayuzumi!
燃料はどうしたんだ
What happened to the fuel?
テーブルや椅子を薪にしたんじゃなかったのか
Didn't you chop the table and chairs for firewood?
有機道君だね
Yukido-kun, I presume.
この状況見ればわかるだろ
You can understand what's going on just by looking, can't you?
A cracked voice escapes from Yomogi's emaciated body.
この状況って
What's going on?
I look around the quiet room. All the firewood that had been piled up in the corner of the room is gone. Only the axe leaning against the wall remains.
もう燃やすものは何もないんだ
There's nothing left to burn.
小屋を壊すわけにはいかないし
It's not like we can start tearing down the cabin.
His voice is full of hopelessness.
それから食料も
And the food, too. Oh, if only there was somewhere we could easily go.
もうほとんど残ってないんだ
And there's almost nothing left. Suddenly, Yuni speaks up.
食料が
No food?
I glance over at Yomogi for confirmation. Who could have done this? Who's responsible for this? Yomogi closes his eyes and nods.
そんな
No way.
I peer into the stove again. I reach in a hand to feel the charcoal. There's not a trace of warmth. The lump of charcoal is ice cold. 2 more days until the rescue team arrives. They have to survive 2 more long nights in this cabin, with their fuel and rations used up. Can they really hold on until then? Without my knowledge, the worst had happened. What should I do? Hey, Kokodo, just what should I do? Grasping at straws, I take out the voice recorder. No new messages. How discouraging. Can't find any good words to say to her either. I sigh and put the recorder back. I check the time on the watch on my right wrist. Present time, 3:15. I can't say with any accuracy what the time transfer occurred. I should be in the shelter cabin for a period of 33 minutes. When will the next transfer occur? 5 minutes from now, 10, 15? Yeah, this is the last one, isn't it? The timing is unclear, making it hard to predict. An ominous atmosphere hangs over the small room. I can feel the thick, viscous stench of decomposition. I suddenly feel like I'm suffocating. I need fresh air. Oh yeah, I remember what happens. And as soon as he walks outside, he gets swapped. Without stopping to consider the consequences, I head for the door.
死にたいのか
You wanna die?
As I put my hand on the handle, Yomogi utters that single sentence.
死ぬ前には戻ってくる
I'll come back before I do.
And with that reply, I open the door. Maybe he doesn't have the strength left to stand, but Yomogi makes no other move to stop me.
え
Huh?
晴れてる
It cleared up.
The winter sky is refreshing and cloudless. A thin light blue film covers the sky. The sun, already sinking into the west, casts an intense light over everything. Reflected across the vast snowfield, it spreads itself across the silver powder that surrounds me. I squint against its brilliance. The glittering sunlight awakens a memory buried within me.
君たちは人格交換人格が転移をしているんじゃない
He's gonna try to make a dash for it, but he's gonna swap before he does. Yep.
It's not a personality exchange that you are undergoing. But
本当に
we've
転移して
already
いる
heard
か
this. Yep.
空間自体が
Yeah.
正確に言えば
Alright, we've seen that too many times.
転移
the space-time transfer.
That's right, that's it! How could I forget something so important? This isn't Mount Nakakura, we're on Aosagi Island! Which begs the question, how the fuck did Kokodo get to Aosagi Island in the final stage there? Satoru must have done something with the machine to change it. My consciousness never leaves Aosagi Island. So that means the sky I see right now is the sky I see from Aosagi in January 2012. Of course, it's sunny. Because the sky I see at Sphia is the same sky I'm looking at right now.
I see.
気温が上がったのもこのせいだったのか
That's why the temperature rose too.
The magazine that I found in my room in Sphia said something like, from the 15th until daybreak on the 17th, the whole of Mount Nakakura was in the midst of a severe snowstorm. In short, just before this transfer occurred, the shelter cabin had been exposed to an intense cold. I probably couldn't move right after the transfer because my body was frozen to the core by that cold. I understand, I grasp the situation now. This is the Aosagi Island of 2012. You realize if you leave the circle, you'll probably be stuck in her body forever. My consciousness never jumped across time. Rather than an area of 110 meters in radius, with the cabin at the center, was transported to this world. What should be my next move? Simple. I'll lead the three from the shelter cabin out of the circle. If I do that, then we won't be dragged into space-time transfer anymore. Dude, I think you better stay and wait. Record this message to Kokodo so she can get out so you're not stuck in each other's bodies. If I do that, then we won't be dragged into space-time transfer anymore. That means they'll end up living a year in the future, but now isn't the time to worry about causality. I mean, I don't think it affects causality if they're just transported a year in the future. A life is irreplaceable. What would happen if I sent them back to Makurta 2011 as they are now? Without food or fuel, it's hard to survive on a snowy mountain for very long. And for the sake of argument, even if they could hold out until the 17th, according to history, all that awaits for them is a horrible death buried alive in that avalanche. No, wait. Wait. Aren't I forgetting something important here? Uni. He's not the Uni of 2011. So he's fine leaving this area. He could just leave as soon as, like, you're in Kokoda's body. He'll be in the same place where he started. He's not the Uni of 2011. No, he may act that way. He's not acting that way. He has a completely different personality. The Uni here, both in mind and body, is from 2012. He told me so himself that last night, no mistake about it. But why he lied about it and why he returned to the shelter cabin like this in the first place. Still haven't heard the details, so I don't know. What should I do? How long until the next transfer? Whatever the case, I'm afraid I don't have time to press him for an answer. Do I leave him alone and get everybody else out first? God damn it, I clicked outside the thing again.
Ah, damn it!
I don't have time to think about it. Rush through the cabin door without waiting for come to conclusion and zero. Yep, there we go. Now this time, it's just between the two of them. Because I know this is exactly where we left Kokoto off.
Uni!
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. No more transfers for you. I yell as I rush inside. Oh. Wait a second. The room I just rushed into isn't the cabin. I stop and take a good look around me. This is Hotori's room? Help! Help me, Hotori! What's wrong? Before me are Uni and Hotori. Uni hides behind Hotori, peeking out from behind her back. He looks scared out of his wits. As if to protect him, Hotori spreads her arms wide. It's a transfer. What happened, Uni-kun? Satoru, he tried to attack me. Who is doing this? There's got to be a third person. This is not how we left Kokoto. When Kokoto transferred out of here, they were on the couch in the living room. And he told Kokoto that Satoru's body was the killer. So there's gotta be a third person. He tried to attack me. Satoru.
Wait, Uni.
I hurriedly interject.
I don't know what happened, but that wasn't me. I wasn't the one who did it. Probably Kokoto. Who cares about that? Isn't Kokoda just a part of you? Leave me alone already! Stay away from me! Uni. I see. I think I more or less get it now. Hotori extends her right arm. She points her index finger at the door. Her next words are, "Get out, Satoru."
Her cold tone leaves no room for debate.
でも
But
言い訳なんてしないで。
no excuses. You know I can fuck you up in 2 seconds.
何も聞きたくない。
I don't want to hear it.
この子がどうして怯えてるのかわかんな
Don't
い。
you get why he's so scared? I don't. How could I? I didn't do anything. But it'd be useless to object now. I should leave for the time being.
分かったよ
I understand.
I say, my shoulders drooping. Having decided to leave, I turn around. Take 1 step toward the door, but that moment I do.
Huh?
Oh, unconsciousness. Before I know it, my body is leaning forward and falling. And then in slow motion, as though I'm on the surface of the moon, my surroundings slowly tilt. My face slams against the handle. Ouch. It sinks into my cheek. My body bends inward like a sheet of plastic. And from that position, my face slides slowly and agonizingly down the surface of the door. Oof. I hit the floor with a thud. Immediately after that, all movement stops. Am I dead? Okay, good. Next thing I know, I'm lying next to the door. My cheekbones and teeth hurt like hell. And I feel more surprised than pain. Why am I unable to support my staggering body? Why didn't I throw my arms by reflex to protect myself?
何やってるの？
What are you doing? Her scornful voice trails me. Really, what the hell am I doing? It takes some time for me to remember. I'm always confused after a transfer. I can barely keep up with the rapidly changing situation. Right, I forgot. My body is still being racked by DMT. Having somehow managed to reach my room, I'm now resting on my bed. The effects of the DMT are slowly subsiding. I still feel like a rubber doll. If I concentrate with all my might, I can manage to stand or even walk. However, if I lose focus even for a second, I become worn out faster than a pair of socks worn over 3 days and 3 nights straight. Movement requiring the use of my reflexes is especially slow and painful. If a paper balloon flew at my face right now, I'd just panic and be unable to dodge it. According to Itsumi,
あの物質が体内から消え去るまでには最低でも12時間はかかるわ。
it'll take at least 12 hours for the chemical to completely leave your body. So I can't hope for complete recovery until around 8.
参ったな
Sheesh, just perfect.
I can't go and look for the culprit and feel like this. Apparently the only thing I can do now is wait for the DMT to be broken down and expelled from my body. The one upside to having my reflexes impaired like this is that time seemed to be progressing frightfully fast to me. Seriously. On the digital display of my wristwatch, passage of each second is considerably faster than normal. I suddenly notice that the sky is overflowed with that madder red hue. Present time 3:55. 4 hours until 8. Yep. Pretty sure there's no more transfers. I put the wristwatch back in my pocket and close my eyes. I guess I could go to sleep. The moment I think that, I hear the door open. Oh boy. I open my eyes in a flash and swivel my neck to the side. Hotori is standing there.
なんだよいきなり
What is it now?
ユニはどうしたんだ
Something wrong with Uni?
I move to get up as I speak. I end up making a strange wriggling movement, like an avant-garde ballet dancer nearly dying. I managed to right myself and settle back down in the bed. I bent forward and laced my fingers together. Amused at my pathetic condition, Hotori laughs. She wears a complex smile of neither scorn nor pity. The fuck are you doing, girl? What's that weird sound she's making? She eating a hard candy or something? She backs up against the open door to shut it, then casts a sidelong glance at me. She seems to be holding something behind her back. Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna fucking die. I can faintly see the edges of something like a magazine sticking out from behind her.
なんで黙ってるんだ
Why aren't you saying anything?
別に
No reason.
別にって
No reason, huh?
じゃあ何しに来たんだよ
Then why'd you come in here for?
殺されに
To be killed. Damn, she is thirsty.
は
Huh?
殺されに来たのかもね
Maybe I'm here to be killed. I don't quite get what she's trying to say. I knit my brows together as soon as I look at her, trying to figure her out.
私のことも殺したいんでしょ
You want to kill me too, don't you? Me too. Killer. That too worries me. But for the time being, I answer. Oh. I think before things get crazy, I think this is a good place to leave off for today, which we will pick up on Tuesday. I think this is gonna lead to something big, so you know what? And I probably wouldn't want to stop. Next time on Remember 11. Mind swapping is over. We have the majority, at least, of the explanation of what's been going on. Now we need the whys. Like, the why now is the most important thing. We got the how. Okay, you guys. What do you know? I was wrong about pretty much everything. I don't think I was right about a single thing. So, okay, guys, until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.